Okay, hopefully you've had a chance to see In the Heights by now. It's been out for a few days. If you haven't seen it yet, I do advise you to steer clear of this video because there's gonna be some heavy spoilers in here. That's right, this is my In the Heights spoiler talk. So you have been warned. Do not watch this video unless you've already seen this movie or you don't care. And if you don't care, then you should because this movie's pretty great. And if you're the kind of person that says, I don't like musicals that much, that's a lie. Come on, deep down, you do. Don't deny it. Everyone likes a good musical. Some people love them more than others, but come on. Is there really a single person in this world who flat out hates musicals? I really don't think there is. If there is, then they're Scrooge, my god. But anyway, let's get started because there's a lot to talk about with this movie, since the majority of the plot was kept hidden in the trailers, which was appreciated. So the movie starts out with that nice big opening number in which we meet our characters. First up to bat, Usnavi. So he runs this little bodega in Washington Heights, just another dime a dozen mom and pop stop and shop, but he immigrated to New York when he was 8 years old. He immigrated from the Dominican Republic in the Caribbean. So his dream is that he wants to go back because his father's shop was there. And you see in the photos that the lawyer shows him that that shop has been ruined, probably by the weather, like a storm or something. And so Usnavi wants to go back there and restore that shop to its glory. That's Usnavi's dream. Then we meet Abuela Claudia, played by Olga Merediz, who I actually didn't know she was the original Abuela in the original show. Yeah, I didn't know that. No wonder she's so freaking great in this movie, man. Because she's had years of practice of it. It's like Samantha Barks in Les Mis. She played Eponine in West End. That's why she was cast for the movie. Hey, when it works, it works. You know, same thing with Ben Platt in the upcoming Dear Evan Hansen movie. Sometimes a Broadway actor nails a role so well that there's no other choice but for them to play that character in the movie adaptation. Such is the case with Abuela. Then we meet Kevin Rosario, played by Jimmy Smits. And like I said, he's a widow in this movie, but in the original show, he wasn't. His wife Camilla was still around. I'm still not sure why they made this choice for the movie, but he runs the cab company, and you know, he's hard pressed for money. More on that later. Cause then the salon ladies come in. Now, I love these gals, cause they're the town gossips. As Vanessa would describe later on, they're always, you know, chatting amongst each other, whispering who's doing who and why. And characters like that are always fun. But I was looking for something because the actress who plays Carla, she mentioned in one of those behind the scenes featurettes on HBO Max that she is queer in real life and that was important for representation in this movie. I was like, why is that? Well, during this opening number, you actually see Carla with Daniela waking up in bed in the morning. She kisses her on the cheek. I had to look closely. I was like, yeah, that's Carla and Daniela. So it's official. In this movie, Carla and Daniela are an item. I don't know if that's how they were in the show, but I thought it was pretty cool in this movie. Even more representation in the Heights. Then we meet Sonny, who I can't believe I forgot to mention in my review of the movie, because Sonny is awesome. He's Usnavi's younger cousin. He works in the bodega with him, and this kid has some pretty damn smooth moments in this movie. Seriously, all sorts of props to the actor who played him. Gregory Diaz IV, mad props. After that, we meet Benny, played by Corey Hawkins. He's Usnavi's best friend. He works for Kevin Rosario's taxi cab company. He does the dispatch, which I'll get to in a minute. And so he and Sonny are pressuring Usnavi to ask out Vanessa. Cause yeah, now we have Vanessa Morales. Her little dream, her sueñito, is she wants to move downtown. She wants to become a successful fashion designer. So she wants to get out the Heights. And so, now that we know most of our characters, we wrap up our opening number. Now, right after the opening number is done and the title comes on screen, we then see text on the screen that says 3 days to blackout. Now, I vaguely knew that a blackout was part of the plot of the show, but like I said in my video about the trailer, I didn't remember its significance to the story. But the fact that they have these timestamps scattered throughout the movie, I didn't like that actually. Because before this, a blackout hasn't been mentioned yet, so why would you give away that that's gonna happen? It's almost like spoiling later events in the movie. Like, ooh, spoiler alert, about halfway through the movie there's going to be a blackout in Washington Heights. Why would you do that to us? I don't know, I didn't like that choice. But then finally we meet Nina Rosario, Kevin's daughter. Now she is the one who made it out of the Heights. She got accepted into Stanford University in California, so everyone was like, alright Nina, you're doing it, make us proud. But when she comes back home for the summer, you can instantly tell that she's a little under the weather. Something is bothering her, she's hiding something. Almost as if Stanford life wasn't exactly what she dreamed it would be. I'll get into the meat of that later, because she does have a song right here. It's called Breathe. And the funny thing is, this song and the song Benny's Dispatch, they actually swapped time places in the movie. In the show, Breathe was the second song, and Benny's Dispatch was the third. But in this movie, Benny's Dispatch, which is super catchy, that's the second song, and Breathe is the third song. I guess it made more sense, narratively speaking, to swap the song's time places. And besides, that song Breathe has some beautiful harmonies. The best part, ahí está nuestra estrella. When all those harmonies came in, I was like, oh. That was eargasmic right there. That was nice. There is actually a storyline from the show that was completely omitted from this movie. My brother told me about it. In the show, Nina's father disapproves of Benny being her boyfriend. And I think it's because of his race, actually. Benny is the only African American living in Washington Heights, at least in this story. There's a song called Inútil, which is in the show, but not the movie. I guess that whole thing was omitted from this movie to avoid sketchy topics, or to avoid any negative, ugly backlash it might get. I don't know, but I just thought I'd mention it here. I liked hearing Usnavi explaining how he got his name. That was pretty funny. He explains to those kids that when his father first moved to America, he saw that ship that said US Navy on it, and he was like, wow, that's gonna be my son's name. Yeah, that's pretty funny. My brother told me that that explanation is actually in a song in the show. I don't know what song it is, but hey, that's different. I don't know, maybe it didn't fit narratively in the story. That could happen. When you're adapting a stage show to the screen, there are certain things that don't entirely work. Stage shows and movies are two completely different perceived things. Movies are supposed to be cinematic and immersive, so to serve that purpose, sometimes you gotta change up the original narrative. Or at least that's my reasoning for it. It makes sense to me. Did you guys catch the Hamilton Easter egg? I'm sure you did. When Kevin is on the phone, the hold music is the song You'll Be Back, sung by King George III in Hamilton. I loved that. That was hilarious to hear in this movie. I was like, okay, yeah, there's your Hamilton reference. Because there had to be a Hamilton reference somewhere in this movie. Because it's Lin-Manuel Miranda, you know. I also count Chris Jackson's cameo as a Hamilton reference, but I'll get to that later. Let's talk about No Me Diga. Because my, was that song funny. I loved it. It's in the salon, so everyone's gossiping, and the wigs on the head busts are moving around like they're listening to the stories. That was hilarious, man. Whoever made that artistic decision has an awesome sense of humor. I'm just saying. But that's also where Nina tells everyone that she dropped out of Stanford. Yeah, she dropped out. So yeah, something's definitely wrong. But from there, we go to Vanessa's song, It Won't Be Long, which always reminds me of the Beatles because they also have a song called It Won't Be Long. Now, this song was pretty cool. It was catchy. I mean, all the songs in this movie are catchy for the most part. But unfortunately, there were a few points throughout this song in particular where I was like, nah, that's lip synced. That's pre-recorded audio. It's easy to see. In fact, throughout the movie, I did notice that the girls tended to sound more pre-recorded than the guys did. I don't know if it's true or not, that's just what I perceived. Like, even in the opening number, when Vanessa comes into the shop, her singing sounded pre-recorded there as well. I don't know why they went that route, but I'm just pointing it out. But during this song, It Won't Be Long, Vanessa comes back into the shop, and Usnavi, okay, I love the guy, I really do, but when it comes to romance, this guy's a dumbass. Seriously, man, this girl is giving him all the signals in the world, and that's coming from someone who can't see signals for shit. I am terrible at being able to tell when a girl is giving me signs, but even I could notice. I'm like, dude, you can ask her out. She's giving you the green light. Go. And he's still too nervous anyway. I'm like, bruh. And so Sonny takes the courtesy of setting up the date himself. That was nice of him. Alright, let's skip over to 96,000 because that has to be hands down my favorite song on the soundtrack. Oh my god, it's so catchy. And yeah, it is about winning the lottery. It turns out that there was a lottery ticket that was sold that turned out to be a winner for $96,000. Word gets out and now everyone's talking about what they would do with that money. I love how this song starts out when they're walking down the streets and they're making these cool like drawings in the air. That wasn't shown in the trailers. That was really cool. Graffiti Pete's like, I got more flows than Obi-Wan Kenobi, yo. That was actually a replacement line. The original line was, I got more hoes than a phone book in Tokyo. I shouldn't have to explain that one. But then the song goes to the pool, and man, what a groove. Everyone's dancing and swimming around. I gotta mention Sonny's rap here because that stole the show. That kid just took the spotlight. Everyone's watching him. It was badass. Except for that really gross contortionist. I couldn't watch that. That hit a nerve with me. I was like, no, I'm not watching. I'll just listen. Why did they have to do that? But yeah, great song. I could watch this scene on repeat forever. Pretty soon after that, we get to Lin-Manuel Miranda's Piragua song, which serves as a nice, comic relief break. Piragua, Piragua. He's competing for sales on his block with the Mr. Softy ice cream truck, the owner of which is played by Christopher Jackson. Now, Christopher Jackson, we all know, played George Washington in Hamilton, but also, I actually didn't know this, he originally played Benny in the original Broadway cast of In the Heights. Yeah, I had no idea. So his appearance in this movie kind of serves as like a double reference Easter egg to both shows. I think that's pretty cool. And if I am jumping to the post-credit scene when Mr. Softy's truck breaks down, and so the Piragua guy's like, see, I told you I run this town. Piragua, everybody! 225 Piragua! That reprise of the song actually was in the original show. It was part of Act 2, I guess, again, narratively speaking, it didn't fit in this movie. Cause Act 2 is so full of heavy emotional drama, I guess a comic relief break would have felt really out of place. So they pushed it to after the credits. Que inteligente. But Chris Jackson is actually not the only Broadway cameo in this movie. My brother pointed out to me that the guy who Kevin sells Rosarios to, yeah, that guy with the low voice, that actor's name is Patrick Page. He's done a few things, but my brother and I know him from the show Hades Town. He played Hades. Yeah, what? Why do we build the wall, my children? Yeah, I love that guy. I didn't recognize him because I wasn't sure what he looked like. I'm not entirely familiar with Hadestown either, but that'd make a great movie, wouldn't it? Anyway, then we get to the dinner scene. Yeah, we're not even done with Act 1 yet. I'm sorry if this video is too long for you, but this is a really important scene because this is where Nina's story comes out. This is where her reasoning for leaving Stanford really comes into light. She explains that she didn't feel like she fit in at all. She had no Latino community. She was searched. On moving day, her roommate lost her pearl necklace, and without reason, she was searched by the RA and her roommate's parents because I guess they just assumed that she stole it because of her race. Yeah, that's not fucked up at all. It is. She was disrespected at Stanford. She was getting homesick, I imagine. So she dropped out of school. She wants to come back to the Heights, and she wants to fight for people's rights. Because later she finds out that Sonny is an undocumented citizen, and I guess the law says that he can't go to college then. So later on in the movie, sorry for jumping ahead, Nina confronts her father. She's like, I know what I'm gonna do with my Stanford education. I'm gonna use it to help people out around here, and we're gonna make Washington Heights a better place to live. And yeah, that's great. And her father is completely supportive. That was really touching. It was nice. But anyway, now we have the club. And once again, Usnavi is being a complete idiot. He's supposed to be on a date with Vanessa. They're there together, and some guy approaches her and asks if she wants to dance, and Usnavi's like, yeah, it's cool, go ahead, dance with him. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Dude, Usnavi, you have got the date. You are on the date with her. You have both said this out loud. Why are you still so nervous to ask Vanessa to dance? In any case, now Vanessa is dancing with all these guys, and she's really good at it. But then, all of a sudden, kadoom. Blackout, blackout. So yeah, here's the blackout. This number is actually the end of Act 1 in the show, and I totally forgot that they light up the fireworks. That was really cool to see, and it was really cool musically too. Look at the fireworks light up the night sky. But then we get to the unfortunate passing away of Abuela Claudia. And yeah, I actually had no idea that she was gonna die. So it was quite the shock to me. Her big song, Paciencia y Fe, the song itself is kind of boring, at least in my opinion, but it's so well done in this movie, you can't help but applaud after it. And then after that, you have the song Alabanza, which is the funeral song for Abuela. And man, that song is beautiful. Has some great modulation in there. Alabanza, alabanza. It was just really nice. And then after that, there's a point where Usnavi's talking with the kids, and he asks, should we take a break? I took that to mean that this is where intermission would be in the movie. Like here, all right, let's take a 15-minute break. But then his kid is like, no, keep going. I thought that was so incredibly genius, so clever. That was a really smart way to say this is where intermission would be. I've never seen a movie musical do that before. Just all sorts of props to that, just saying. Okay, so we pick up and we're still in the blackout. Everyone's like, oh, this sucks, we're powerless. And I love this. This is where Carnaval de Barrio comes in, headed up by Daniela, because she's like, hey, what the hell, guys? Since when are Latin people scared of heat? Let's throw a party in this blackout. So everyone starts dancing in the streets, in the alley, and it's a fun old time, and we learn that Usnavi has his flight booked. He is going to the Dominican Republic. Unless Vanessa does something about it, that is. But yeah, point is, that's a really catchy song. It's also one of the best. It just makes you want to dance, you know? But speaking of dancing, the next song, When the Sun Goes Down, yeah, talk about some beautiful choreography. Again, the song itself, in my opinion, is kind of boring. And actually, my brother told me that this song is replacing another song from the show, which is also a Benny and Nina duet called Sunrise. I didn't know that. But it doesn't matter here because this is a great scene. It's just so beautiful to look at. The whole time I was like, Owen Wilson. I was like, wow. So now we're getting towards the end of the movie. It's revealed that Abuela Claudia actually saved the winning lotto ticket for Usnavi. Usnavi is like this close to moving back to the DR, and he finds the winning lotto ticket with writing that says for Usnavi. And again, I had no idea that was gonna happen. I didn't. I was completely clueless. When I saw that on the screen for the first time, I literally said out loud, I was like, holy shit. So yeah, holy shit, Usnavi won the lottery. And I love what he does with the money though. Instead of using it on himself, he uses the money to send Sonny to college and to help him out with the DACA. Again, that's just really emotional. That hit hard, that was heavy. Then we have the song Champagne, which to me, not too special, or at least not up until the point where Vanessa's like, I wish I was mad at you for leaving. And then she just goes right up to him and she kisses him. I wish they hadn't shown that in the trailer. Yeah, spoiler alert, don't do that, trailers. But yeah, she professes her love for him, but still I guess that wasn't enough to change his mind about leaving. What does change his mind? Well, the morning he is about to leave for the DR, Vanessa pulls him aside and she shows him her new fashion design. She was inspired by Graffiti Pete's little rag cloth things. And not only that, but then we see that Graffiti Pete and Sonny and Vanessa have been working on this mural on the wall that is Usnavi's father's beach in the DR. And they have a little mural up on the bookshelf that's a tribute to Abuela Claudia. That was good. That was, man, Lin-Manuel Miranda certainly knows how to write feels well. Cause sure enough, Usnavi's like, there goes my flight. All right, Pete and Sonny, you got a job I'm not playing. Go tell the whole block I'm staying. So yeah, Usnavi decides to stay home in the Heights with Vanessa, and it's revealed that Usnavi has been telling this story to his daughter and some other kids, not on a beach in the DR, but actually in this new shop with the beach mural, which has been restored as El Sueñito, which was the name of his father's old shop in the DR. And so now we have our finale. Usnavi is home where he belongs in the Heights with his family, his wife Vanessa and his daughter Iris. And the end. That's In the Heights. Great movie. Great movie all around. And so I shall conclude this video finally by saying In the Heights is one of the best movies of the year so far. Again, everyone loves a good musical, and this one certainly seemed like it was needed in today's day and age. It tells a relevant story with a relevant message. Plus the music is just really good. Like really good. Like super catchy. You can't not dance to it. I was rocking out in my seat last night when I saw this with my dad and my brother. And actually, here's a really cool thing that I noticed. If you have subscriptions to both HBO Max and Disney Plus, then you can just take a day and have a Lin-Manuel Miranda double feature. You can watch In the Heights, followed by Hamilton. Just watch them both back to back. That sounds like a pretty fun day. I'm probably gonna do that before the month is up. Alright, so, In the Heights. What is your favorite song on the soundtrack? Either in the show or in the movie or both? Whatever you think, go ahead and leave a comment. And don't forget to subscribe.